This is Chief Cadmus Delorme of the Cowessess First Nation. I was elected chief for my second term on April 29th. It's very exciting times. I want to thank the Cowessess citizens for choosing me as your chief for another 4 years. Along with myself, you selected an amazing forward-thinking council. I want to thank you for that as well. The council already hit the road running. We delegated responsibilities today, and we are going to now start working on our strategic plan. Moving forward, we're going to focus on 3 areas. Economic self-sustainability is going to be our foundation moving forward. We're very smart, intelligent, good-looking people from Cowessess, and we want to benefit off of the economic opportunity. Number 2 is political sovereignty. We're going to continue to assert our rights and continue to strengthen the Cowessess First Nation as we flow forward. The third thing is culture rejuvenation. Who we are and making sure our kids walk with their head up and proud of who they are, as well as our elders watching us succeed, making them feel more comfortable that our people are alive and well and we're not going anywhere but forward. So with that, today Cowessess delegated responsibilities. We're starting to maneuver back to our traditional governments and bringing it into a contemporary time. To give you a little understanding of the map of governance, the traditional concept of how our ancestors set up, we have now created a system where internally we can do it in a contemporary time. In the center of our tribe, how our ancestors set up their teepees and how we're setting up our governance is your chief and council are put there by the people to govern the nation. So in the center is your chief and council. There is your oversight committee. Your oversight committee takes the complaints, the dispute resolutions. We can internally figure it out how to solve our challenges rather than trying to go externally. It's the start of that. So the oversight committee is in the center. The third one is our elders, our senate, our seniors council. We're working on that. The second circle around our good map of governance is our boards and committees. The operations, the administration, we passed a $16 million budgeted for our operations. Council have a finance and admin committee that oversee that. We are no longer in the operations part. You don't have a counselor that is a portfolio holder. We have amazing program managers, amazing delegated people that we hire that oversee that. And why should we get in the way as they continue to thrive in those areas? So our program managers are empowered to oversee our operations. On top of them is the executive director and the director of finance. At the Finance and Admin Committee, your council will continue to make sure that service is quality, service is professional, that it's fair, that it's accountable on your behalf. We will continue to work with our executive director and our director of finance. Councillor Pat Sparvey is the chair of the Finance and Admin Committee. So we're very excited that in our circles of internal map to governance, our operations has great people, and we're going to continue to enhance and to make sure that they're provided all opportunity to expand our programs. The next one is ventures, business ventures. Cowessess created ventures last year. All of our business entities fall under ventures now. Ventures has 2 positions from council. Councillor Gary Sparvey was provided a seat. I chair it, the Cowessess Ventures file. So everything in there has our business entities. The board is filled with business-minded people to help us grow. The third one is Little Child Community Development. This is our inherent right to gaming, our bingos, our potential chase to ace, everything like that to enhance that. Councillor Curtis Lara was given that area to chair that area to sit on the board. That board is filled with community people, citizen people that will help enhance that. The next file is the housing regime, the housing board. We're in the process of creating it, so housing is the most unique and complicated area in one of all of our programs. With a housing board, housing regime, it takes the politics out of it and provides a really good guidance that we will protect and enhance the home fires, but at the same time, there's a good relationship between the housing board, housing authority, and the tenants. Councillor John Lara was provided that mandate to help implement our housing regime. The next one is our education board. Sandy Panay Schindler, we just provided her the opportunity to help create our laws there. The next ones are, we have nation rebuilding files. Now, these are very unique areas. The Nation Rebuilding Files connect to everything in our nation, from the programs, the departments, to the governance, to just us in our everyday lives. The first one is our inherent and treaty rights. We must continue to protect and enhance and implement our inherent and treaty rights as rights holders. Councillor Curtis Lara was provided that opportunity to take that file and run with it and help us in making sure we continue to grow. Decolonization is really key. Today we have less than 10 speakers in our community, and we're continuing to decolonize and become very proud of knowing who we are, where we're going. Councillor John Z. Lara was provided the opportunity to take the decolonizing portfolio and go with SICC, Saskatchewan Indian Culture Center, and other areas to try and enhance it. The next one is stewards of the land. As rights holders, we got to make sure our land is prepared for our children and our children yet unborn. Councillor Richard Asagan was provided that opportunity to continue to run with that portfolio as stewards of the land and make sure that they come and they consult with us and we approve it. The next one is special projects. We got our Heritage Center, we have potential low pressure, we got potential lakefront property. These are projects that we can work on to enhance our nation. Councillor Gary Spiravier was provided that opportunity. The next one is community planning. Councillor Malcolm Delorme was provided community planning. We need to plan to make sure that we have enough houses growing as we grow and get bigger as a nation. If we bring in things like Sask Polytechnic as a campus, our community is going to grow. We have to make sure our community planning continues with that. For our treaty land entitlement, Councillor Malcolm Delorme was provided to be the trustee on behalf of council. Treaty land entitlement's goal is to hit quantum, so we have about 90,000 acres to purchase. We have to refigure how we can get the money to reach that ultimate goal. The next one is governance. Governance is really key. Governance about the political sovereignty as we move forward. Councillor Denise Pelche is very knowledgeable in this area, and she's going to help us work on a Lands Act, Governance Act, a Financial Act, all custom, so no one could change it but our people through ratification. As we move forward, the Oversight Committee is something new. Oversight Committee means that we are going to call out for 9 individuals. We're going to ask for 3 living at home, 3 living off the nation, and 3 non-citizens. And Councillor Denise is going to chair it. Anytime we have a dispute and we can't agree, every time there's a complaint or something like an ombudsman, as you would call it in public service, this committee is going to oversee it. It's going to be the beginning of how we can address internally without having to run externally. A nation rebuilding portfolio citizen enhancement. Councillor Damon Delorme is going to lead this one for us. We have very smart, intelligent people out there that are succeeding. But we also have some citizens that are just kind of struggling to become dreamers. Sometimes we have a lot of survivors out there, and it's hard to be a dreamer when you're a survivor. So citizen enhancement is going to take all the tools that we need to succeed and bring them home, bring them to our urban settings to make sure that our people, when you're from Cowes, that we are going to know that the citizen enhancement, that we're getting better one day at a time. Councillor Damon Delorme is going to work with the governments, he's going to work with the local areas to make sure that Cowes always gets the best opportunity when it comes to citizen enhancement. One of the things that's going to be changing for the better this year is one of the things we assessed is the trust, the mistrust, the fear, the worry that programs and departments are not customing to the needs of our people. In the past 20 years, we have worked with committees. Committees have worked well. We've called out for committees just about every term. 6 people would be put there. We're going to try something even bigger and better now. Instead of committees, we're going to have community engagements. So every 2 months, every department is mandated to have a community engagement. And if you can show up or come through live stream, we're going to live stream them. You are the committee that show up. You're going to help the program managers and the staff mold their program to your needs, wants, and ideas. And it's going to think bigger, because sometimes there's a myth out there that the same people get the committees. That once you're on that committee, that you still lock out the rest of the great ideas. And at band meetings, we get our program managers 20 minutes to tell a story that needs 2 hours to be told. Now with them meeting every month or 2 months, it provides the community, the citizens off and on our homelands to take part and to provide your ideas and to mold our programs. And so with the housing, we do still need a committee because we're not at the regime yet. We're going to be calling out for a housing board once we get to that level. But right now, our housing committee will now be our program managers, and our program managers are the ones that are going to help implement our policy. At the end of the day, right now, council do make the final motion to approve for certain things in the policy. But the housing committee will also be doing community engagements every 2 months, or if not more. And that's where you can come in as a citizen with an amazing idea. The reason that we want to do this is we want more buy-in from our citizens into our programs so that there's less complaining, less worry, but let's come together and mold this nation, because as our inherent right to govern ourselves, this is exactly what we're going to do. And so for the next 4 years, let's continue to grow Cowsas. We might not agree on how to get there, but we all agree on the end goal, and that's to make Cowsas amazing so our elders can be happy and live the rest of their life knowing the nation's going to look after them. Our adults have jobs, training, they have confidence to go out in this world and succeed, and our youth walk with their head up and be proud. So as your chief of Cowsas, I'm really excited what we're embarking on. You can look into the details. If you have questions or comments, please let the office know. Your council are out there working already, moving forward, and we look forward to coming out and meeting you more. With that, thank you very much. You have a good day.